Alright, first off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways pushing this word in all sincerity and truth. The sisters, the believers, the helps, the hopeful elect. Shalom. This is the brother Arawam from the Jamaica camp, coming with another quick lesson. And this lesson is going to be, piggybacking off the whole or lambacking, as we say here in the truth, about of the famine of the word, and how this is something that's gonna be spread worldwide, meaning censorships are coming worldwide. Last year the UN had a council about it. Of late the Telegram CEO has been arrested. Also, there's also another article out about Rumble's CEO also planning to flee from Europe, right? And even out here in Jamaica, in the month of June, the Prime Minister said that he would need to clamp down on fake news or misinformation and disinformation. And while I will agree that there's a lot of misinformation and disinformation out there, that's not the main I'm of the opinion that that is not the main reason why why he wants to clamp down, because it's what they deem as fake news, right? In a lot of cases, there are a lot of things that he even got caught saying on camera that he turned around and said that he didn't say. And there are a lot of things that actually get put out there, evidence that actually bite them, you know in the ass, excuse my French. But there are a lot of things that they say that end up biting them in the end, and they want to censor those who bring it out and highlight certain things, because guess what, there are a lot of times when the general populace don't know what's going on, but and we here James Jamaica, we know that they watch our videos, we know that they see the things that that we say. But a lot of things actually come out that a lot of things that come out that shows that you know this man is really just trying to cover himself and the government, when he's trying to use something that is within the society, but trying to say that they're using it for one thing when really they're using it for another. It's really about censorship and ensuring that no one can get any information apart from what the government deems to be news or information. So I'm just going to read a bit of this article, get some scriptures, and hopefully this is edifying. This is from the Loop news source. This article came out June 27, 2024, and the headline reads: Maurice Dixon, which is one of someone who actually works with him, says PM, meaning Prime Minister, was right with stance to clamp down on fake news, right? And then it says this information poses a threat to democracy. It's not really about democracy. It's about the fact that it highlights the madness, a lot of madness and a lot of BS that also the government is doing. So yes, misinformation and disinformation is out there, but I am of the opinion that that's not the real main reason why they're trying to take it down, right? So it says Cabinet Minister Dr. Dana Morris Dixon has defended Prime Minister Andrew Holness' announcement that the government will be taking steps to address the spread of fake news in Jamaica. Since Holness stated that the government has the necessary tools to track down individuals who are spreading misinformation, there have been concerns expressed in some quarters about the legality of such moves and whether it will impact the constitutional right to free speech. And most news articles and things that you see come out about misinformation and disinformation and censorship and people being arrested, because even right now in the UK, there was a guy recently arrested for making a Facebook post, so it won't just be coming down to misinformation and disinformation. It will come down to social media posts, you know and pretty much anything that they even if it's not coming from a quote unquote credible source, because that's one of the main things that they use. So regardless if the information is true or not, It's whether or not it's coming from a credible source, and they use this to isolate people and cancel people and even persecute people who actually bring out information that they don't want to be brought out. But once again, I do agree that there are fake news out there are misinformation and disinformation out there. But I don't believe that they're doing this off, based on a genuine cause, right? Because even in the in the whole Big C event, there are times when he had said that if you don't get it, if you don't get juiced up, then you're gonna be left behind. Even with the new NIDS system, there have been times in the past when he said that if you don't have the ID, the new needs ID, there's a potential for you to be left behind. And in recent talks, he's given the impression as if he never said anything of the sort. But there are videos out there. You even had, you know, I think it was either last year when various people, he said that I don't remember what he said. He did not he did not agree to, or what he didn't say, and people had to go back and find those clips, and actually was posting it and showing where he actually said the thing that he said he didn't say. But because it's been some time, he think he usually twists his words and think that people forget, but a lot of people is actually watching closely what they're doing, and they're also bringing out information and highlighting the inadequacies of the government, and how the government is failing the people on various aspects, or within various fields. So really, that is what he's trying to cover, right? It says right. So we got that paragraph. It says, speaking at a Jamaica Labour Party area Council 1 meeting, Slacker, in West Kingston on Tuesday, Maurice Dixon, the minister without portfolio in the Office of Prime Minister, with responsibility for information, skills, and digital transformation, said Holness was right in his stance to push back on the lies being pushed on social media, while not all of them are lies. Right? It says it's a problem, it's a threat to our democracy. Anybody can wake up one morning and say anything about any of you, and it have no ounce of truth, and it go all over Jamaica and all over the world. That is wrong, the minister declared. It says the fact is, in fact, she said, a country cannot be built on lies, which is funny that they're saying that, because there are a lot of things. This country of Jamaica has been built on a lot of lies, especially when it comes on to the politicians. Both sides of the main party, whether it's PMP, whether it's JLP, there is built on lies and a lot of schemes on the background, and a lot of fraud, deceits, you know, criminal activity of all sorts. Hey, this current society is actually held together by lies, you know, on many aspects. But staying on topic, it says in fact, she said a country cannot be built on lies, but the disinformation is emanate, emanated widely on social media platforms. And that's what our Prime Minister is saying, that this cannot be allowed to happen, Maurice Dixon stressed. Right? It says, according to her, individuals are bullying and threatening persons online. It's a problem, and it is right for our Prime Minister to say that it cannot continue this way, and we have to do something about it. So, here comes the madness of the censorship is going to come into play. It says she knows that Jamaica is among many countries trying to deal with disinformation in the social media space while balancing the right of citizens to free speech. And that is why we know that this is a worldwide thing. This is happening all over the world, because the powers that be are actually enforcing censorship. There's going to be a few things that or a few topics that you're not allowed to speak on, or even if you do speak on certain topics, there's going to be a certain narrative that you should push. Like, for example, with the juice, how they were saying that it was healthy and it was good, and we needed it to move forward and to get back control of the society. And a lot of people that didn't take it, and people took it, and guess what, society, regardless, it went back into a certain rhythm, or a certain play. But not only that, they said that it was healthy, while there are many, even from the health World Health Organization, bringing out documents, declassifying documents about the amount of injuries it has caused, the amount of deaths, you know, the amount of complications it has, the amount of lives it have affected, and in various aspects, how the fact that it wasn't even healthy to begin with. I think it even, if I'm remembering correctly, it was even recalled, right? For either one or a few of the brands, you know. But guess what? In the midst of the big C, all of that was okay. All of, yes, it was safe. Go ahead and take the juice. Do this, do that, do that. Trust the experts, trust the science. And if if anyone spoke ill of it, then they were ridiculed and also you know deemed a threat and pretty much isolated from society. People looked at them funny, you know. Once you were speaking against the Jews, people look at you as if you were mad. Come to find out, they were right not to trust it, but they were the ones who were saying trust in it. And when people spoke up about it, they say, oh, they don't know anything, who they are not credible, it's fake news, it's disinformation, nothing of the sort, so on and so forth. Come to find out, majority of what was being said was true. you know It says she noted that Jamaica is among. Oh yeah, I read that part already. It says this Morris Dixon also described as foolishness assertions that are being made that onus wants to keep you quiet. So it's the same thing. You see, it's all politics. So they're trying to say, oh no, we're not trying to keep anyone quiet, but this is a. Yeah, that is there, but that is not the main reason. It's all about censorship. It says she said our prime minister is saying it's that what all our prime minister is saying is that we should have to build a country that is built on truth. Now, funny, she should say this, right? All our prime minister is saying is that we have to build a country that is built on truth. And funny that she's saying that. Let me get this next part. Where is it? Slovakia. Where I say that we can't have a country built on lies. Well, those two phrases, right? Especially this one about is saying that we should have a country built on truth. Look up Donna Marie Rowe from the past JIS, Jamaica Information Service CEO, who was pretty much removed. It said that she resigned, but when even on the JIS, the article came out explaining the situation of what happened, and even now you can't go on the JIS and find it. I remember reading that article when it just came out, and now you can't find it, where she was removed because they said that the information that the JIS was putting out was too unbiased. Therefore, and it needed to be pretty much, the whole essence of it was that it should have been more biased towards the government, right? So they removed the CEO of GIS. And if you have a information system, because what the GIS does, they put out a lot of information about how the country is going, various reports, various things about what is sold, certain when it comes on to government service, what things the government are doing that affects the country, a lot of vital information. Even growing up, and even when I just came to the truth, I also started to watch GIS a lot, and it was actually telling you the things what was happening in the country. But the thing that I was annoyed with was the fact that they use a lot of technical terms and big words, where if what we consider to be big words, where the average person, if they should be watching it, even then they probably still wouldn't understand what is being said. But guess what? It had the information there nonetheless, right? And they had a problem with that, therefore they removed her, right? With an information system like that, the information should be unbiased. It should be, when you're doing a report or a certain form of writing, or when you're providing certain information, it should be unbiased, and based on the function of the JIS, the information that is provided to the public should be unbiased. But they're saying that they cannot have a country or a democracy built upon lies, or you need to have a country built upon truth. But when it comes on to the Jamaica information system, they removed a CEO because they said that she was running the company in a way, or the entity in a way, where the information was too unbiased. Hypocrites, right? It's all about censorship. It's all about that. He's, oh no, we're not trying to keep you quiet. Yes, you're trying to keep you're trying to keep a lot of things quiet, but you're using misinformation and disinformation as the guise as to what you need to use to implement the things that you need to censor whatever it is that you want to censor. That is exactly what's happening. And us, the men of the Lord, ultimately we're the ones who are going to be censored, because we're the ones who's bringing out the 100% truth about what's happening, even regarding these governments of the world, whether it's within the countries that we live or just worldwide, or even the plans of the elite and these bankers and the UN. And even out here in Jamaica, a lot of brothers who are attuned with certain things, we also make the links with the information that is put out, and show how it also falls in line with the scriptures. And there's a lot of time, and we know that that's something that they definitely want, because it's all prophecy. It's all prophecy, right? So that's it for this article. But let me just go ahead and get a few quick precepts, and I'll close out afterwards. All right, so this is let me start here. Because eventually, not even us will be able to bring out this truth. Because the YouTube is going to be shut down, a lot of social media platforms are going to be shut down, the AI technology is going to start censoring our videos and the things that we bring out, and at a certain point we won't be able to even go out on the highways and edges, right? This is Amos 8 verse 11. It says, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. They shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, and shall not find it. And that's the thing, pretty soon people are going to find truth, or going to want to find real information, want to know what's happening in the world pertaining to these prophecies first and foremost, but also what's happening around them in general, because this is going to catch them like a thief in the night. So the information that we're giving out now is the time to get it. But a lot of people, they're sleeping. Therefore, when all the things that we're saying now comes to pass, they're going to be lost trying to find out what the hell is going on, and they won't be able to hear it. Which ultimately what they truly need to know, you Negroes, Hispanics, you Native Americans, and especially out here in Jamaica, you Benjamites, your Israelites who are predominantly of the tribe of Benjamin. Once your lineage goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you Benjamites, you Jamaicans, you're going to be caught in the sauce as well. You're going to be caught in the sauce as well. You're going to be lost as well. But ultimately, they won't understand that what's happening around them are the prophecies of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and they won't know how to escape the hell to come. All right. Next precept, Amos 5, verse. I'll start at verse 12. It says, "For I know your manifold transgressions and your mighty sins. They afflict the just, they take a bribe." This applies to both those in power, and even just the regular Jake on the street. And they turn aside the poor in the gate from their right. And these governments are guilty of this as well, right? It says, "Therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time." So yeah, even in that time, we won't be talking to anybody and telling anybody what's going on. In the time, the Lord is going to actually have it to where we won't be giving out any information. We just be keeping quiet, because now is the time for us to speak. Now is the time that we're giving out all this information. Because guess what? Persecution is coming. Right? Now this is Isaiah 29, and I'll start at verse 20. You know, it says, for the terrible one is brought to naught, which is referring to Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, you know, which is setting all of this up. And the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off, that make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to make us offenders for the things that we're saying. Hence the censorship, both with both online, both in person. You know, it's going to be outlawed to say certain things or talk about certain things. You know, right? It says, lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate. They're talking about finding a way to get to these people and actually, you know, persecuting, even locking them up, right? It says, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught. And yeah, even, you know, persecuting just people for speaking truth and doing what they ought to do, even if it's not wrong, even if it's not quote unquote bad. You know, they're gonna you know, push us aside. So definitely, you know, they're gonna make a man an offender for a word, for the things that, you know, he speak, right? But for the prophets, you know, this is also going to be a testament against those who aren't listening to the prophets, you know, because just as the Lord did with Ezekiel, the Lord is going to do that, you know, to his prophets as well. This is in this modern time. Ezekiel 3 verse 24. Ezekiel 3 verse 24 says, then the Spirit entered into me, and set me upon my feet, and spake with me, and said unto me, go, shut thyself within thine house. But thou, O son of man, behold, they shall put bands upon thee, and shall bind thee with them, and thou shalt not go out among them. And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb, and shalt not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. Yeah, the time is going to come where we won't be speaking unto you people anymore, right? It says, but when I speak with thee, I will open thy mouth, and thou wilt say unto them, thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he that heareth, let him hear, and he that forbeareth, let him forbear, for they are a rebellious house. So, you know, so hey, if you hear, then hear. If you don't want to hear, then fine. But guess what? The time is coming where, you know, we, the prophets of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, won't have anything to say, and you're just gonna have to bear the brunt of what comes. You know, so if you're hearing now, then, you know, peradventure you learn, and you ask for mercy, and you get led unto salvation. And if you don't want to hear, then, you know, then you just get led to destruction. And that's just that. All right. So with that, hopefully this was edifying. Once more, to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways, pushing this word in all sincerity and truth. The sisters, the believers, the helps, the hopeful elect. Shalom.